All right. That's more like it. We are now in the house. Okay. Right. Salute to everyone watching by True Colors ECI Congo Facebook page. Salute to everyone watching by Left Ship to Healing RIA Facebook page. Salute to everyone watching by Yashayahu Facebook page. Salute to everyone watching by True Colors YouTube channel. Salute to everyone watching by Goshen Black YouTube channel. Salute to everyone watching by We Are Bantu Periscope TV. And salute to Goshen. This is True Colors. And my name is King Music. We have a good, important information to bring out that people need to know about this truth or about the truth, period. This will let you know if you are truly a person who loves truth. This is the temperature of knowing if you're in the truth or not in the truth. It's how well you take the truth when it comes at you. So before then, you know what it's time to do. It's time to get to the theme song that now has a warning with it because people need that warning. So they can't say, hey, I didn't know. Here it is. Hope y'all been warned.
Other Psalms.
Revelations. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image, and receive his mark into his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Elohim, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever. And they have no rest day nor night who worship the beast in his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Satan cast into the lake of fire. And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and they shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. The great white throne. And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Elohim, and the books were open, and another book was open, which was in the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books, according to their works. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them. And they were judged, every man according to their works, in death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. But I will tell you what will happen to cowards and to everyone who is unfaithful or dirty-minded or who murders the second death.
Your haters, not your haters, they're your fruit testers. Your haters, not your haters, they're your fruit testers. Hey, who I said we your haters, not your haters, they're your fruit testers. Multitude like your haters, not your haters, they're your fruit.
Beats by Other Songs.
Truth colors, truth colors, truth colors, truth colors, truth colors, truth colors. Hey, when you learn the truth, it will set you free. Many are held captive, stolen identity. But let me just shoot the breeze, release you from Satan's squeeze. He's all like enemies, no matter the color you see. That truth frame.
By Other Songs.
Truth colors, truth colors, truth colors, truth colors, truth colors, yeah, yeah, truth colors.
All right. Welcome to another session of Truth Colors. And today we're going to find out is, how well do you take the truth? Do you get mad? Do you invite it? Or do you become very obstinate? We're going to look at a couple of people lately who just received the truth and how I literally became their enemy by doing so. This ties into the person of even also, will they be able to endure sound doctrine? See, all these things are going to be again to start playing in on one another. Like I heard last night, it was a fiasco on someone's page that they don't think that we know about, but we do know about. Last night, or should I say yesterday, we called up Robert. I called up Robert Sanders. That was early in the morning yesterday. And he played off like he didn't know anything, that he pretty much that he tried to talk to Kiara about what was going on and Moshe about what was going on. And I was like, well, someone is filling their head up with whatever. Because Kiara kept saying, like, well, you don't get it. Someone keeps coming to come at you this way and keep trying to do this. Right. So I was like, all right, so let's get down to the bottom line of who is doing that. And so I just started to look at people, who I probably see who are double-minded. So when a person starts to act double-minded one way, then this way, they're already been bitten by the serpent, as it is. It's point blank simple. Because if you can't make up your own mind, like pretty much if you are not sold out, like this shirt said right here, sold out, I can't be bought with nothing. No money, no fame, no glory, nothing can buy me out. Means I'm willing to die for every single thing that I say. Most people are not, because when I start talking about dying for the words I say, people are like, why would you want to tempt the Most High like that? Because they don't get it. They don't even understand the word. The word literally says that if you actually say something that the Most High said, but he didn't say, then you are supposed to die. Right now, in the land, Moshe Yah supposed to be a dead man. And Kiera stepping up with them, knowing some stuff like that as well, standing behind him after that. Every single person who literally lined up with Moshe Yah right now, every single person who lined up with him is supposed to be dead. That's real talk. Now, there was supposed to be a truth between me, Kiera, Moshe, and all them. But as of yesterday, they think that we don't know that they was on her page. All of them. Ashira, Kiera, Robert Sanders, and Lyrical Yah was on there bashing Goshen. Oh yeah. Trying to get it in. But see, the Father knows everything. And the Father always, and I mean every single time, when the Father has me say something, he always brings me the receipt of that. Like the time when the Father told me to speak over this white pastor's life here in Arizona. The day he told me to do that, after the church was over, I was right there sitting in the church. Church was over. I had to like get up. I got up. We was all standing in the line for something. And I noticed there was a door back up, but the whole time while the pastor was up there speaking, my inside was not right. It's like, this is fake. Like all of this right here, it's fake. They want to act like some people got some power up in here, but this bad boy is fake. Why is he bringing up all these fake people up in here, swindling people out their money? You know? And so the door was open to his office. The father was like, go in there. Go in that door. I went in the door. And it was the pastor back there counting the money. I was like, say these words to him. I said them. The man looked at me and started laughing. I said, tell him if he keeps doing this, that he is going to die. That judgment is on his life. The pastor looked at me and I could see the real instinct of this man's heart. This man was wicked. He was evil. He deserved death. And I could see it on him. I could see the judgment and everything on him. And those thing was real. I'm like, and the father was like, say to him that he's going to die. Speak those words now to him. That if he continues to keep, robbing the people of their money, that he's going to die. And I said, look, if you keep doing this, you're going to die. He looked at me and laughed. Ha, 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 ha. Like he laughed at the Most High, like he's not going to do anything. Because there were things that he's just so loving, so kind, so graceful, so this, and he will never do anything. He's going to forgive me. You cross the wrong people, you will die. So when that took place, I looked at him and I cursed him. I said, I cursed him right then and there to his face. I said, you're going to die if you keep doing this. You can play with those words if you want to, but I know exactly who I am. I'm a prophet of the Most High Yah. I left the church that day. And I was gone. We was gone maybe for maybe a month or two, so maybe a little bit. I don't know. Some time had passed, elapsed. Father had brought him to my mind. And I was like, okay. He was like, go check out, see what happened to him. What? To check out, the rating of my words, to see what's up, to see the receipt. So I called my sister up. Hey, sis. I was like, have you been back to that church? She's like, what church? I said, the church, the white guy who always having the prophets and, apostles come in there and like that. She was like, oh, no, I ain't been back there. I was like, well, why not? She said, because he's dead. True. He's dead. When he died. She said, remember the last time I was there? I was like, yeah. He died about a month or two after that. He died of a heart attack. I was like, did you hear that? I was like, yeah. She said, why you asked that question? I said, because the last time I was there, Father had me curse him. He said, if he keeps One of the people out their money that they're gonna die. She said, well, yeah, he's dead. So it was true. I thought, oh, okay, cool. I got the phone. So when I say you can play with those words if you want to, I'm saying it as a threat and as a guarantee. So let this be known. I'm not scared of any cop, police officer, FBI, CIA. My words can reach you long before your bullets will ever leave a gun. Period. So we talked to Robert. I talked to Robert Sanders yesterday. He couldn't even look me in my eye at all. He was, yeah, man, you know, just. And if a person can't look you in the eye, they lying. Why? Because the eyes are the windows of the soul, right? You can tell if the light in the eyes is truly light or darkness, just by the eye. And he couldn't look me so I could tell it was some shiesty stuff going on that he was a part of. And dang so straight, he was a part of it. Because right after that call, he unfriended me. So, Robert Sanders, Kiara, Moshe, and Lyrical Yah, and others who are following them. Now, watch this. In the court of the Father, none of them will be able to stand at all. Because what we did was we proved what spirit was operating with Moshe. If it had been like Moses and Korah, Moshe and them would have been Korah. And let me show you, we're going to show you what happened to Korah. If you see what happened, look at behind me. Look what this is. Look what this is. Instruct a wise man, and he will be wiser still. Teach a righteous man, and he will add to his learning. These literally have stopped learning because we gave them wisdom. Showed them what spirit was behind them in making their so-called profile picture. And instead of them saying, oh man, thanks for the truth, or thanks, King, for the truth, they rebelled. So how does the spirit of truth dwell in a person who is opposed to the truth? Let that sink in for a minute. Everything was based off of feelings. You hurt my feelings. Forget your feelings. If your feelings is something that's going to be regarded over here, it's not regarded over here in Truth Colors. So now, let me let that make them. Just like Gideon had to say to all cowards and everyone else who was scared and anything else, and he said, leave. This is your time to leave now. If you want me to care about your feelings, I don't. You want me to stop what I'm doing? I won't. If you don't like those odds, leave. This is your exit door right now. I'm telling you right now, you are exiting straight from what the Father has already orchestrated. Period. But know from henceforth, between heaven and earth right now, you have chosen lies over what was true. Why? Because all we did with Moshe and Kiara was show them the error of their ways. The error of Lyrical Yah's ways. And everyone who defended your Lyrical Yah, you ain't a friend of the Most High. You are a friend of the enemy. Because there was nothing righteous about what Lyrical Yah was doing or saying. And if you think it was, then that means your mentality right now is already screwed up. Period. So they left truth. And what I mean by truth was they left See, a righteous person likes to be corrected. I know I did. When I was up under my prophet, when I was wrong about something, I invited correction. I would go to him, hey, what about this? Is this right? Is this wrong? What does the scripture say? He will always lead me to the scriptures, never to what I was thinking. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of Yah. Get out of here. People say, well, did you get this done? He said, well, people will say, I thought. He said, I thought? What do you mean I thought? Did you get it done or not? Lean not to your own understanding. It was drilled into us not to lean on our understanding in anything. If the word didn't back you up, you ain't backed up. But we got people like Kiera, Moshe, Robert Sanders, Lyrical Yah, and all the other likes like them who don't want to be backed by a gold standard. They want to be backed by what is fading away, which is paper money. All that will burn in the flames. There was no, if we was to stand before the Father right now, the Father would be like, what did you do? I said, look, well, based off of what you told me, Father, I seen this flag and I thought about choosing it, but I went past it because someone was like, no, don't choose that. So I went with something else. And when I did that, I found out, and you told me to say, go into it, research it. I researched it. And I found out it was by this evil dictator in Africa. But it was something to that. September 7, 1997, then it brought into the witness October 7, 1997. So it had some kind of good things to it with that part. The Father says, you see this now, the spirit behind it? Yes. Okay. Each time that I do something like that, Father always say, go and warn them, go tell them. That's all I did. Instead of them saying, thank you, they say, oh, you just got mad because we took down your banner. Spoken like two ignorant people. Ignorant. No wisdom at all. Lacking in wisdom. Therefore, they do not fear the Most High at all. And they can say what they say and say that they do, but literally how they responded to the truth shows that they don't. That's why our Father's going to say to a lot of people, depart away from me. I never knew you. Because if you can't deal with the truth in true colors, you ain't going to be able to deal with the truth that comes from the Father. Because the truth that comes from the true colors is the truth that comes from the Father. I don't lean to my own understanding. I do what the Father tells me to do. Period. That's when it comes to holidays or anything. I do what the Father tells me to do. Period. Most people is like, we can't think on our own. No, sure can't. And that's what Robert Sanders said, like, well, you know, people might not agree with you on this or on that. What the scripture say? Let's see what the scripture say. Let's see what the scripture says. Blueberry. Good. Let's see how problems were resolved back during Moses' time. Because Father said he will never do away with Moses, right? Number one, it says the fear of Yah is the beginning of wisdom, and knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. For through me, your days will be many, and years will be added to your life. So guess what? If you're not listening to understanding, guess what? Your life can be shortened. If you are wise, your wisdom will reward you. If you are a mocker, you alone will suffer. What? You're going to suffer the consequences. That's on you. Now watch what the word said right here. Now, Lyrical Yah kept saying that the elect will be deceived. Kept saying it. But he's not saying what the word says. The word says for false messiahs or false people who say that they were sent by the Messiah, and false prophets will appear. And watch this. And perform great signs and wonders that would deceive even the elect. What is it? The performing of signs would deceive even the elect if that were possible. So when you do the word, you have to break the word. You have to do the word in a contextual, rightly divide the word of truth. Lyrical Yah has not done that in one instance. So I started calling him Meme because he just posts memes. The memes don't even have scriptures to them, most of them. Well, are you just like 12 tribes worldwide? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm a lyrical, you know what I'm saying, soul waker. Let's type in the word soul waker and see if we can find that in the scriptures at all. See if we can find that. See, man should not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of Yah. But since he keeps saying he's a soul waker, let's see if we can find that in the scripture. Soul waker. See, I'm hurting people today. That's my whole job today. Literally be very offensive. Oh. So he done made some stuff up. Let me put a space in between it. Maybe I can find it then. Since he said he's a soul waker and the Father told him he's a soul waker. They just talk about the souls of man, but they ain't talking about nothing being waking up. Love the Lord with your God, love your God with all your heart, with all your soul. See, they just putting everything in that has soul, but it has nothing of waking up the soul. Nothing. I'm the soul waker. After David had finished speaking with Saul, the souls of Jonathan and David was knit to the soul of David, and Jonathan loved him as his own. Soul waker. That's a soul tie. This has nothing to do with waking up the soul. How do you wake up the soul? The soul waker. My bad. The soul waker, because he said he's in the scriptures. Nope, still the same thing for Saul, for soul. And he has it together. It doesn't work. It only has things for things that deal with the soul. God sent an angel to destroy Jerusalem, but as the angel was doing so, the Lord saw it and relented concerning the disaster and said to the angel who was destroying. They don't even have soul in this at all. So maybe Google might know a little bit more about soul waker. So let's see if we can find soul waker on Google. Because he says that a lot. I'm the soul waker of the bride. But he ain't even of the bride. It comes up soul walker. But mind you, this boy is Mesakana. And they got mad at it. Kiera and everybody else got mad on how we came at Lyrical Yah yesterday, because the Bible tells us that we must give an account. We must give an account of what we believe. Of our faith. So we was doing what the word said to do. Look, but in your heart, sanctify the Messiah or sanctify the word as Yah. You know what I'm saying? as the guardian of your heart, right? Always be prepared to give a defense to everyone who asks you the reason for the hope that is in you, but respond with gentleness and respect. Instead, you must worship, what does it say? It's the Messiah as Lord of your life. And if someone asks about your hope as a believer, always be ready to explain it. This boy could not explain nothing at all. Everything was a meme at all. So this bad boy right here, he was unfit for the kingdom. Completely unfit. Send him into battle, he would get chewed up. He ain't better stand before nobody. He ain't got nothing in him. Then he started to say things like this. He said things in reverse. Now the word says, watch this, man shall not live by bread alone. This is the Father's heart. So he humbled you, allowed you to hunger, and fed you with manna which you did not know, nor did your fathers know, that he might make you know that man shall not live by bread alone, but man lives by every word, every means every, that proceeds from the mouth of the Most High, period, or the Messiah, because he's called Lord too. So, with that being said, now watch this. The enemy's going to go in reverse. Lyrical Yah said, man cannot live by scriptures alone. This is what I'm going to write that out for you so you can see what he said. Man shall not live by scriptures alone. Man shall not live by scripture alone. That's what he said. Yes, I wrote it out. People are like, wait a minute. He said that? Yes. You see how it goes in context? It goes in opposite of what the Father said. But he says he has the spirit of Yahuwah inside of him. How does that make sense? How are you going to say you have the spirit of the Most High inside of you, but go opposite in how he sees things? The Father sees that the flesh profits little or nothing. The flesh profits nothing. Now watch this. It's the spirit that waketh, quickeneth. That's what quickening means, to waken. He called himself the soul waker, which means what? Is nothing but the flesh. He tells you exactly what he is. He awakens everything that is of the flesh, and the flesh profits you nothing. Meaning he leans to his own understanding and everything. So he says, I'm the soul worker of the bride. No, actually, if he's the soul worker of the bride, he is the kind that we don't need, because he is what you call leaven. He is not unleavened bread. He is what is leaven. He is what the Father will want us not to be a part of. He is leavened bread. He is the addition. He adds the adjectives to it. Why? Because every single time I try to give him the pure word of what the Father says, he will come with, man shall not live on scriptures alone. How is that the mindset of the Father? In any slight. So if you lose him as a friend, you didn't lose anything. The Bible says a wise man chooses friends wisely. He chooses a friend carefully. So not everybody's your friend. So if you want to cut off the people who's leaving off the truth, feel free to do so. Because a righteous man is cautious in friendship, but the ways of the wicked lead them astray, meaning what? They will choose people who will actually bring forth their own demise. They stood up for lyrical Yah after he was brought forth to ask to give an account for what he was saying, and all that kept coming out of his mouth was leavened bread. When we have a Passover, we have feast that says to get the leaven out of our lives. That's even also leaven friends. Friends is going to lead you astray. We don't need that. I know I don't. It is the spirit that waketh. Soul waker. He's not waking your soul up. He's waking up your spirit. It is the spirit that quickeneth, that wakens. The flesh profits nothing, soul waker. The words which I have spoken unto you are spirit, and they are life. It is the spirit who gives life. The flesh, which is soul, profits nothing. The words that I speak to you are spirit and are life. The spirit it is that is giving life. The flesh does not profit anything, soul waker. The sayings that I speak to you are spirit and they are life. Every single thing that came out of his mouth was of a childish degree, like a person who knew nothing. The Father says, or the Messiah says, I thank thee, Father, for hiding these things from those who think they are wise and prudent. And that's exactly how he kept saying them. I'm not deceived, you are deceived. Lyrical Yah is stupid. He don't know nothing. At that time, the Messiah declared, I praise you, Father, Adonai of heaven and earth, or Yamazulu, because you have hidden these things from the wise and learned and revealed them to little children. Here it says, there's more better teachers than you in Embo. I'm gonna say that again. And this is my response to Kiara when she says, oh, there's better teachers than you in Embo. At that time, the Messiah declared, I praise you, Father, Adonai of heaven and earth, or Yamazulu, because you have hidden these things from the better teachers, the wise, and the learned. Now watch this, what he gives us to. And revealed them to little children. Let's make it more simple. To babes. You got better people, there's better teachers than you in Embo. At that time, the Messiah answered, I thank thee, O Father, Adonai of heaven and earth, because thou hast hid these things from the wise and prudent. So the revelations are hidden from the teachers who are better teachers than me. They're hidden from them. But he gives the revelations to those who don't know nothing. He reveals them unto babies. They can keep their better teaching. I'll stick with the revelations the Father gives. That blows even peoples who are the better teachers of me out of this world. They blow their mind. I get things that these better teachers don't get. And I would not trade that for the world. They have their portion, I have mine. I walk in revelation. They do not. They walk by these books. I walk by the spirit of Yah's revelation, and it ties in perfectly with the scriptures because the oil pours out of me. So I don't need them at all. Because I went down and I've heard some of them speak, and I've heard them say the same things that I've already said before. Period. And it's like they had to study to get what I get in Revelation. Because while they're looking over things of yesteryear, we're looking at things about that happening now. And they don't have no understanding of that whatsoever. In fact, some of them wait for my videos to come out and then try to act like it's their own. It's teaching. But it is what it is. I love what I have because the Father speaks. He lives on the inside of me. Therefore, since he lives inside of me, he's going to give me some things that these wise and prudent teachers will never get because he just simply reveals them. And to those who say, I don't know nothing. And the Father said to me many times, call upon me and I will show you great and mighty things that you do not know. He's not saying that to these men or to these people. Just saying. And that was a dig all day long. Slap. So, I've been going through that for years. I used to say that about Deborah, yeah, Watchman, yeah, the ark. Father, they have things to bring. Father said, you have things to bring too. In fact, it was Eternal who told me. She said, babe, she said, which one do you want? Do you want to have to tool over she said, do you want a tool she said, do you want a tool over what they told? Do you want to actually go through the books? She said, these many people have to read these books for years. When the Father just tells you what they come up with, it took Hoda, Dawidi, Deborah, Malachi Maccabee, Jedediah, and even Hort. It took them 3 months. Some of them took years to do studyings in the Word. And the Father just gave it to me like this in 2 minutes, 5 minutes. Which one you want? Where you have to sit there and study all day long, study for years, and then something hits you, versus, hey, this is what this is. I'll take this what this is for 200 outlets. Y'all can stay in the books and keep studying. For in them, you think you find life. But the scriptures are speaking about what is happening here and now. And just like the Father sent the Messiah and sent many Messiahs, and the scriptures are talking about them, I'm no different. The scriptures now are talking about me, talking about what I'm going to do and what's soon to come. Most people are still talking about what happened yesteryears and what they don't even have any understanding about. And many of those who say they want the truth are now fighting against the truth. Because the Father or the Messiah says, I set a stumbling block in Zion, inside of Zion, or Isolele, will be a person who is known as a stumbling block. Hello. The same place where the truth is coming from is also a stumbling block to those who are not sold out to the truth. Many people say, oh, you have written yourself into the scriptures. How can I write myself into the scriptures when the Father has already told me that I'm in these scriptures? And then when I find myself, because the Father said, that's you. No one can refute it, but they just get mad like, oh, he's always writing something in the scripture. They were right about you. And who was the one that said it? Corey, Mazarsha, and even Etana. But the Father's already gave me a witness. What does that do, though? That does nothing for me. Why? Because the Father's already told me that I'm in this. Who am I going to believe? Am I going to believe Corey, who don't even believe, Etana, who don't believe, or many of you who don't believe at this moment? Then I become an unbeliever, just like many of you. You got me bent. I've been in this for so long. I believe what the Father tells me, down to every single word, no matter how difficult or hard it may seem. My feelings mean nothing. Just like your feelings mean nothing to me. My feelings mean nothing to me. I'm not led by my feelings or by my own thoughts. I'm led by his word. And because I have been able to find myself in scriptures. People say, oh, he's trying to make the scripture about him. But it talks about a latter time. It's not something back then, it's something about now. So how am I writing anything or making anything to be about me when the Father has already told me that I'm in this book? Father says, hey, son, you always saying that your life is biblical. I say, yeah. He says, that's because it is. So the Father has agreed with me and says, yes, your life is very biblical. Meaning what? I'm in the book. I said, huh? He said, yes. I said, you mean I'm in the Bible? He says, yes, you're all through from the beginning to the end of that book. You're in there. My presence, my existence is in the book. But people got a problem with it because it's a little too much for them. They didn't see me as a regular person. I am not. I am so much more than many of you. And I've said it before and I have showed it many times over. But you don't believe. That is not my fault. That's for you to deal with, not me. But I guarantee you, when it's time for me to show up on Judgment Day, we'll see who was lying and who was not. We'll see if I really am who I say I am. Let's see if you really are who you say you are on that day as well. We'll see if you really have clout like you think you have. So it is what it is. But they can only tell you what happened yesteryear. But we're telling you what's happening now. I can look at these scriptures and tell you what's about to happen next just by reading the scriptures because it's open before me. In fact, before the Messiah left, he showed them every single scripture that dealt with him. Period. The Messiah came to me, and I'm still waiting for Lyrical Yah to say that the Messiah came to him. You know what he said, though? He said that the Father came to him. Oh, yeah, the Father spoke to me before he spoke to Yasha. That was in 96. The Father spoke to him in 97. Well, what did he answer you, Lyrical Yah? And why is it now coming out now? Oh, yeah, Jinkies. But did the Son answer you? Did he come to you? Because you don't have the Father without having the Son. And most people have now gotten to this thing of just the Father alone. And that is error completely. When people just start saying, oh, it's just the Father. Obey Yah, not man. But don't understand the context of that, they're not walking with the spirit of truth. They're walking off their own mind. Hold on, let me finish my up and then you come in. So what we have to look at now is literally what the Father is doing. Father is showing you the spirit of truth and the spirit of error. Those who walk with him and those who don't. That's why it says there's a way that seems right to every man, but the way ends in the way of death. You're literally seeing it. So the people who are used to literally profess Goshen, true-heartedly, they will never leave. You see the same ones now leaving. Why? Because just like the scripture says, that there's some who are planted on stony ground, thorny ground, fall by the wayside, those who are good ground. Now, those who are good ground, they'll go back home. Now, understand, there is a rule and authority. Once we get back home, what's going on now and what they have done, that would be considered, could be called treason. And it will literally end in all of their deaths because they believe, or they say they believe, that no one can do what they want to do. But literally, that's exactly what they have done. And then Robert Sanders was like, well, people could do what they want to do. They can do something different if they don't agree. So we're going to look and see what the scriptures say. I'm not going to really say much of anything. I'm going to let the scriptures speak because I do not lean to my own understanding in anything. The scriptures will literally tell you what you can do and what you cannot do. So we got Moses versus Korah. Everything is right before your face. What do you want? So the same thing that's happening right now is the same thing like Moses and Korah. Let's see, were they able to just do what they want to do and still live? What you got about that, Uncle?
People are trying to get to the Father without the Son.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they got an issue with you,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't speak on that yet. Some will still have an issue even after I'm cleared to speak on it. But nevertheless, now, because of who people have been listening to, faith comes by hearing, so does doubt and unbelief.
Mm-hmm.
Good manners corrupt good people.
Yep.
Meaning you have been listening or inclining your ear to unbelievers, either inbox or friends, Facebook posts, whatever, and now you're all messed up in the head.
Yep.
And the Father has permitted it.
Mm-hmm.
So you think you know something, you think you're walking in truth, and you're walking in error.
Yep.
To your own demise, you're walking in error.
Yep.
So now you're like a robber and a thief trying to access the Father himself without going through his Son.
Yep. Yep.
That's even Shia Congo, because he was the Word became flesh and dwelt among us.
Yep.
So now people are saying not only do they have a problem with you, but now they're starting to have a problem with Congo. They real stupid. So you think you can just go to the Father when we all have sinned and come short. That means the wages of sin is death, and you saying, okay, I'm just gonna go boldly to the throne room of grace and petition on my own without any kind of mediation, without the blood. No, you stupid. You're gonna have to atone for your own sins then.
Right. Exactly.
Talking about I'm not gonna show honor and respect.
There we go.
To a man.
Yep. That's exactly what it is. That's what it means to praise.
You have people giving honor. Moses was given honor.
Yep.
Aaron was given honor.
Yep. And anyone who we're gonna look at the honor of prophets. Let's see what's this what happened to them. All right, so let's see this. Go up, you bald head. Go up, you bald head. People understand why I say mouth. Because your mouth will get you messed up. This will get you to get killed. Do not think the Father will not mess you up because we're over here in America. He will take some breaths from y'all. Take some kids from y'all. Take something from y'all. Y'all will understand. Father be like, that's because you did this. You will understand. Y'all gonna show respect to the Father's prophets, or you will die, or get messed up. Trust me on that one. Let's do it. Elisha was marked. So Elisha is the prophet. From there, Elisha went up to Bethel, and as he was walking up the road, a group of boys came out of the city and jeered at him, chanting, "Go up, you bald head. Go up, you bald head." Then he turned around, looked at them, and called down a curse. Wait a minute, hold up. Where the love at? Where is the love? Where's the brotherly love at, baby? You have to have love for your brethren. He said, return back to the ancient past, but y'all don't even know what the ancient past is. Let me look at y'all real quick. Y'all had some fancy-wancy pastors, so-called prophets, so-called preachers, so-called apostles that dealt in love. I didn't have that. I had an ancient past prophet that if you spoke bad about him or whatnot, the Father moved on his behalf and killed people. And I saw with my own eyes. Y'all don't know nothing about that. But y'all tell you from the prophetic. apostolic, and all that other jive. Y'all don't know nothing about this over here. And I've been trying to warn you, when we get over there, it's something different than over here in America. This place over here is called trash. Over there, that is the land literally where the Father will kill you, open up the dry land, and cause you to fall in and crush your bodies over your body, and will walk over you as if you was never born. We're about to read some things, see some things of the ancient paths. The Messiah himself said the ancient pathways is Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and all the prophets. Oh, that includes Elisha. So this is how you put to treat a prophet. And David was a prophet and a king. And my name, part of the Psalms that the Father gave me, literally means King David. So that means king and prophet. So y'all gonna show respect one way or another, point blank simple. And everybody putting their mouth on me, watch this. I'm commanding a curse to come upon you. Let's roll. Welcome to the ancient pathways. From there, Elisha went up to Bethel. And as he was walking up the road, a group of boys came out of the city and jeered at him, chanting, "Go up, you bald head, go up, you bald head." Then he turned around, looked at them, and called down a curse on them in the name of Yah. Suddenly, two female bears came out the woods and mauled. Let's see what the word maul means. Does it mean to tear them from bit to bits? And who's gonna come at him? Oh, maul of an animal, wound a person, an animal by scratching and tearing. The herdsmen were mauled by lions. Savage, attack, tear to pieces, lacerate, claw, mutilate, mangle, scratch, treat someone or something roughly. The body was badly mauled in battle. Molest, feel, fondle, handle roughly, handle clumsily. You get the point? They came out and attacked them because they spoke badly about the prophet. They assault, they beat up, they batter, they thrash, they pound, they pummel, they strike. And you don't think the Father's going to do the same thing as you speaking badly about his king? Please, y'all better wake up. This is not no Black Hebrew Israelites. This ain't Christianity. This is literally when I've been trying to tell you out of my own mouth. I've seen houses burned. I've seen cars taken. I've seen lives taken, whatnot. But y'all still want to play with this? We are not the same. We ain't on the same level with my Father at all. The Messiah came to me. Not neither one of you have seen him. And you think he's going to choose you over me? You have lost your freaking mind. Y'all better wake up or actually find yourself 6 feet under. Suddenly, two came out of the woods and mauled 42 of the boys. And Elisha went on to Mount Carmel. And from there, he returned to Samaria. Notice he had no remorse. None. He just kept walking on. All right, since y'all know what's, I command a curse to come upon you in the name of Yisayah, in the name of Nazabiyah, Yamazulu, and walked on about his business. Didn't think nothing about it. He said, oh, look how the bears is tearing them apart. Oh my goodness, I now relent what I said. No, there's none of that. Because they have to have respect. Yeah, I've seen me time after time after again, put myself on the altar and said, Father, if I said and lied about anything, may the Most High kill me. I'm still here. Still here. But I lied about something. Something about me ain't right, though. That's what people say, right? If there was nothing right about me, then the Father would have killed me the many times that I've done it. And then the Father shows a spike in deaths every single time that I got on the altar to show you that it is real. A lot of people died when I did it. I was still here. Make that make sense. You can't. The last time I did it, the Father told me to do it. And then he spiked up the deaths in California. Everything was low. The moment I got on literally on the altar, Father was like, show it. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, y'all gonna understand some things. You understand that we ain't the same. Y'all might jeer, laugh, and all that kind of good stuff, but this is not the same. This is not Christianity. This is not like, oh, I can just walk away from this and walk away from that and be okay. It's not that. It's not that way. The truth against me is literally choose against the Father. Really, literally. That's what it is. Everyone still has their own choice to make. Yeah. By all means. But you would not be able to say you didn't know the truth. When things start happening bad to you, don't be like, oh, I wonder why things is happening bad. Don't even worry about it. Your mom probably ain't coming to mind at all. And the Father ain't gonna let it come to mind for a reason.
So you can't win nobody else.
Exactly.
So like the rich man that went to the abyss, asked for water. And no, asked for that.
Look at this right here. My Ruach HaKodesh against your flesh, you lose. What word is that? If you're saying that we're supposed to put more into something else than the word, how is what this man's saying is coming from the Ruach? This boy is stupid. He don't know nothing. He is the one who said we are to put, he said, man should not live by scriptures alone. Him. He is the one that said this. We are to live, we are not to live by scriptures alone. When the Father would say, the flesh profits nothing, and that the spirit profits everything. Man should not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of Yah. He went in reverse. That's what Satan does.
And many of you follow.
And many people have followed him. And think he's right. Because they think he's standing up against me. So he's standing against me. What spirit is in him? Huh? What spirit is in operation in him that you're congratulating? What spirit? That was December 9th, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Stuff is hilarious. So people think they know something. They think they know something.
I have been blessed and honored by the Father to be permitted to see as much as I have since in the last 5 weeks. I've seen 5 weeks is more than enough. If he don't show me nothing else, these 5 weeks is plenty enough. Anyone messing with you is a damnable fool. Is a damnable fool. They can think what they want to. I know what my 2 eyes have seen and what I have experienced. Anybody coming against you is extra crazy. I would not do it. I would strongly recommend not doing it. If you're gonna walk away, fine, walk away. Walk away silently. But all these personal attacks, all this in and out charging at you is not wise. Not wise at all. Not wise. Because you're slowly but surely manifesting into this angel who will not stand for rebellion. So the Andrew that everyone used to know is slowly dying. The music is being the king music is being elevated. You're turning and you're morphing into what you more of your original state. And so the words are going to come sharper and sharper and sharper. People are going to keep playing until there's some deaths
Mm-hmm.
within what within familiarity, and then some of them might believe. But as long as it's not hitting home, they think they're getting a pass. They think they're right, but it ain't wise. Not wise at all.
Oh. This is not, I repeat, Christianity. This is not, how you leave from one church and go to the next. We didn't do church hop. I stayed up under one pastor, one prophet. We didn't go to their church. They came to ours. And that was it. He had people come in and speak to us, and he's already vetted them out before they would come in and speak to us. I don't know what it's like to go. I want to go hear this person speak. I want to go hear this person speak. I want to hear this person speak. Desire. We taught that way. Christianity teaches that way, but we was not taught that way at all. We was not allowed to go to other people's churches and hear another person speak, because they might be talking about something different in a different way that will cause confusion. And the Father is not the author of confusion. And that ties in perfectly. He let us see, like, wait a minute. He's like Moses. When Moses was put in the leadership, there was the other people who came up and spoke after Moses. And we start looking at scriptures like, no. When the Messiah was teaching the disciples, were there other people that came up and he allowed them, like, all right, now listen to the rabbis and see what they say to you? No, that was not allowed. But what y'all doing is not even scriptural. Y'all want to go hear this person speak, hear this person speak, hear this person speak, hear this person speak, hear this person speak. Why? That's called having an itching ear. Because you didn't hear what you wanted to hear. I was not taught that way in the slightest bit at all. So half of y'all, like, movement is strange to me. Very strange. Once I know one person got the truth, I'm not going nowhere. Why would I need to go somewhere? For what? Well, I need to hear from you. I knew my pastor, how what he had. He gave us more. Put like this. My pastor was bringing out stuff that I remember when I came here in 2008, people was just catching up on what we was being taught back in the 90s. They was just catching up on what we was taught back in the 90s in 2010. That's how late the Christian church is. So many of y'all are late. Half of y'all don't even know the word. Point blank simple. Y'all had a pastor that didn't even teach y'all the word. I had a pastor who stayed in the word. We was in the Old Testament and the New Testament. We stayed in the Old Testament. We stayed in the New Testament. And everything was always balanced out. All the time. So I understood the tutoring of Moshe. I understood that it was only, I understood one leader. I didn't understand multiple leaders. In Christianity, everybody want to be a leader. Everybody got something to say. So we're gonna look and see how that fares right here. We're gonna see how that goes. Why don't want let me go past the 15th, December 15th? What's going on here? And we are getting ready for the Exodus. So everything's going back to Moses even says, like, the Most High is going to build up. He's going to raise someone up unto you just like unto me. As I was unto you, so he will be unto you. And y'all can read the scriptures. But then you'll tell me, oh, I'm a babe. But then when the person tells you, all right, who knows a little bit more than you do, oh, that can't be true. Who are you to say what is true then? If you don't know the scriptures. We got people saying, oh, that's not true, but you don't know the scriptures though. That makes no sense to me. So when I start coming in for you, oh, I don't really know the scriptures like that, then shut up. And stop trying to act like you do. Because if you act like you know these scriptures, I'm going to come at you like you know these scriptures. And I'm coming straight for your head. That's exactly what the Messiah did. He came for all the scribes and Pharisees. He didn't show them no mercy. So if you come up on here acting like you a scribe and Pharisee, a teacher, then I'm going to teach you like a teacher. So you come up with all this error, I'm like, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, and I'm coming straight for your head. And don't be coming like, where's the brotherly love? Forget all that. You said you know something. Here we go. This is what I said. December. So everyone can see this. Man, Zambia Yamazulu, kill me with death if I have lied about what he has shown or answered me concerning me. Now, there's a lot I said. This includes the lie that Uncle Kenny, Booker, and I did tonight. I hear Father telling me to put it to the test by placing my life yet again on the line for the words I have spoken. Now, why in the world would the Father have me do that? Would that be aligned with scripture, or am I just leaning to my own understanding? If a prophet presumes. Here we go. Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 20. So next thing y'all say that the Father told you something, or the Spirit of Yah told you something, know that that word, if you're wrong, requires death. And I will hold accountable anyone who does not listen to my words that the prophet speaks in my name. So that's to you. So if I didn't say anything wrong in his name, but I said everything right and you don't listen to it, the Father will hold you accountable. So Kiara, Lyrical Yah, Moshe Yah, Isha, and every single person, Ashara, every single person, Corey, Arterius, Itana, every single person, Robert Sanders, Robert Headley, any person, period, has heard me say something, but did not agree with it. The Father's going to hold them accountable for the words that's been said to them. Period. But if any prophet dares to speak a message in my name that I have not commanded him to speak, or to speak in the name of other gods, that prophet must be put to death. Moshe Yah said that the Father showed him that photo, or showed him that picture, and to put it up. He said, the Father led me to this picture right here. Then we find out it was a picture for death, like, you know what I'm saying, from a murderer. By that alone, Moshe Yah should be dead. And everyone who else who gathered around him and actually jeered him on should be dead with him. Period. And I don't care who cares and who loves it, care. I don't care. Your feelings don't mean nothing to me. Nor does it mean anything to the Most High. Let's go. The truth is the truth. Deal with it, deal with it, deal with it. Stop saying the Father told you something, trying to make yourself so important when you're not. Deal with the leadership. You ain't not it. All right, let's go. All right. By placing my life yet again on the line for the words I have spoken, may my death be swift. That means quick. December 9th to December 23rd. I would rather die than to mislead my father's people into idol or false worship of any kind. My blood be upon me and may no other. May Congo reign, let Yah be true and every man a liar. So be it. I have done what you have asked of me, Father. I place my life in your hands to judge me with death if I have lied on you or your word. All praises and esteem to you, Father. Yah Congo, my king and brother, and to the Mwanda, signed your witness, angel, son, family, atmosphere brought into the flesh by you, Father. Heart of Psalms, Yah Congo, music, the king. You have chosen over your people, per your own words, have said this to me, Father alone. Judge me with death if I have lied to your people about what you have said, so be it. People say, oh, I made myself king over his people. When they've heard me say that the Father said he made me to be king of his people. It's not my fault if you don't believe. But let's stand before the Father to see if I was telling the truth. Let's see. So if I lie, then I die. But if you lied on me and said he did not, then you die. Let's put that to the test. Who's willing to do that? It's nothing to me. Because they ain't gonna say nothing unless I know the Father said it. The meaning you all want to seem so important, Moshe Yah, that you would do anything to get some people to follow you. Anything. Even not to the point of lying, saying that the Spirit told you. Yeah, it was the Spirit, all right, but not the Spirit of my Father. And you will be held accountable for your words because you never apologized for it. You never said you was wrong. Instead, when you was confronted about your picture, you just ran away and said, this is not love. Where's your love at? Instead of something being inside of you. See, if the Spirit was inside you, it was feeling like, you know what? I messed up. I have to take that. I messed up. I messed up, Yah. I messed up. I messed up, family. I messed up. That never came out of Moshe's mouth. That never came out of Kiera's mouth. That never came out of Lyrical Yah's mouth. That is not the spirit of Yah. That is the spirit of pride. But in the midst of being wrong, you did not humble yourself. You stood there proudly and said, why'd you have to come at it this way?
Can we have private conversation?
Can we have a private conversation? You know.
When your mouth went on Facebook and social media and all this, proclaiming this, proclaiming that on your Facebook pages, you did it publicly. So why you think you're not going to be chastised publicly?
See, everybody's looking for love. Love, 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 love. I'm not doing that. I'm looking for straight up judgment in everything. I don't want love. I want judgment. I want people to be judged for the words they say. I want false teachers to die. I want false proclaimers who think they are leaders to die too. I want those who lead the flock astray to die too. I want judgment. They didn't come to bring peace. They came with a sword. And everyone speaking peace, you are not of my Father. You are of the devil. The only way we're going to have peace is through judgment. By judging what is right and judging what is wrong. By seeing what is set apart and what is not set apart. But to get along, that's coexisting. How can we coexist if the two do not agree? There's many different things amongst us that is not of Father. And we want to keep it there and just be nice towards it. Forget that. I want to see bloodshed. So either stop lying on my father, then he told you something when he did not. And they said they was not going to say nothing about me, but yesterday they was all talking all about me yesterday on their page and thought I could not hear. But just because I could not see it, don't mean I did not hear about it at all. The Father has a way to let me know that you don't broke your truths. But then probably come with me like, why he saying something about us right now? Because you yourself opened your mouth yesterday and was talking all loud and boastful. So may the Father deal with y'all on y'all words. May the Father deal with y'all on breaking y'all truths. So may this judgment be against you and everyone else who follows you. Number 16. Let's put this as Moshe's rebellions. Moshe and Kiara's rebellions. Arterius and Corey's rebellion. Etana and Ashara's rebellion. Tia and the other lady who actually put up their profile picture, rebellion. Isha's rebellion. All of them who's rebelling against what Goshen is standing for were once apart. Robert Sanders' rebellion. Now Korah and the son of Esau, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi, and Dathan, and Abiram, and son of Elab, and On, the son of Pelet, sons of Reuben, took men, and they rose up before Moses with certain of the children of Isolele, 250 princes of the assembly, famous in the congregation, men of renown. These people were known. They had clout. Many people respected them. And they did what? And they gathered themselves together against King Music and Uncle Kenny and Goshen alike. But they were talking about all of us. So wherever was in Goshen, they was talking about you, saying that y'all were ass kissers, that y'all manipulated, y'all stupid. So you're in here too. So together against Moses, or together against King Music and Uncle Kenny and Goshen, and said unto them, you take too much upon you, seeing all the congregation are holy, every one of them. Meaning what? We all can hear from Yah. That's what everybody keeps saying. We all got a part to play. We all special. Watch this. Every one of them. And watch this. What did the Father say? And the Father is among them. Meaning what? We have the spirit of Natata and Zombie. That's what Lyrical Yaki said. I have the spirit of Yahuwah. That's what Moshe was saying. The spirit of Yahuwah, or the spirit of Zambi, Yah, led me to this. And we proved that to be wrong. Let's see how the Father speaks. That's what I keep saying. Will the Father choose you, or will the Father choose me? Because this is the kind of showdown that I want to see. They said if y'all are being brainwashed in Goshen. Oh yeah, they've been brainwashed in Goshen. They ain't got a mind of their own. You know what? The Bible tells us not to lean on our own understanding. It says, let this mind be in you, which was also in the word. That's what it says. You have to lose your mind in order to get the right mind. So your mind need to be brainwashed. It says we have to what? We have to reboot our brain, right? We have to realign our mind, right? It says, let this mind be in you. Renew it, right? It has to be renewing every day. Meaning like you can't take on the same mindset you have right now. So if you think you have to lean on your own understanding, which is your mind right now, the Bible says renew your mind daily. So they're doing the right things by brainwashing themselves, by renewing their mind, by washing their brain with the water of the word, which is allowing this word to be in their mind. They have to let it be there, but y'all stop doing it. So therefore y'all walked away. So be it. So now they're against us. And said unto them, you take too much upon you, seeing all the congregation are holy. Meaning we're set apart too. Every one of them. And Natata Nazambi is among them. Wherefore then lift ye up yourselves above the congregations of Yah. Who made you king? Who made you leaders over us? That's exactly what Korah, my bad. That's exactly what Kiara, Moshe, you're not my king, bro. You are my Yah. I respect you. I love you. They'll go, yeah, you're my brother, but you're not my king. That's what everyone's claim is. Corey and Arterius, you are my brother, but you're not my king. Etana, you're my husband, but you're not my king. That was her fight. You see the same things on here, right? Look how it's all. Oh, Janie Williams has joined the pack too, so she's in there with Moses and with Moshe, Yah, Kiara, and all them too. We ugly elements. Understand? All right. Weakest links right now. All right. Because if something was to go down, it'll be the same ones to turn you over. Okay. That brother would betray brother, you know what I'm saying, unto the death. You know what I'm saying? This is what that would be like right now. Well, they did this and that because they were saying, hey, Kiara and Kiara, and then was trying to encourage Lyrical Yah to go to the police, go to authorities. He threatened you. They would crack your head open with a hammer. So you need to go ahead and tell that to the authorities. That's what Kiara was encouraging them to do last night on their live, on their posts. Brother will betray brother unto the death. Sister unto the death. You understand? This is what we're dealing with. Bring it out. Oh yeah, we spilling all the goodies. You want to see what spirit is operation. Right now, the same spirit that was there is here now. Let's see what the Father chose. Let's see if the Father choosing differently over Moses that he's actually said the first time. Let's see if he chooses them or Moshe in Goshen. Let's go. Because they all Goshen too, but they're being split up. All right? They want to do some things on their own. Wherefore then lift ye up yourselves above the congregation of Yah. And when Moses heard it, he fell upon his face. I'm not falling upon my face. I'm letting judgment ring out and let fire come out of my mouth and destroy every single last one of you. I'm killing you. Point blank simple. And he spake unto Korah and to all his company, saying, even tomorrow, the Most High will show who are his. Meaning what? He's about to divide. Since y'all have put yourself in the category, it's opposite of what Goshen is. That's what they did when they put up their profile picture. It showed it was no longer Goshen. They came out and said, we're no longer Goshen. So be it. Whatever befalls on Goshen no longer befalls on you. Whatever protection Goshen has no longer is your protection. Because you're no longer a part of us. And Goshen was not the name I gave it. It was the name that the Father gave. Because if you were separating yourself from Goshen, you don't separate yourself from me. You separate yourself from the Father. Period. And when Moses heard it, he fell to his face and spake unto Korah and unto all his company, saying, even tomorrow the Most High will show who are his. Watch this. And who is holy, meaning what? Who is set apart and will cause him to come near him. So the Father causes you to draw near, not you. So y'all who want this positioning to be with the Most High, want to be up there, so you have his spirit, and want to speak to the people. The Father's the one to put you in a position, not you. But the Father showed forth that Moshe, Yah's spirit, was not of him. It was of the devil. Period. And they didn't like that. Kiara didn't like that I came at her man in that manner. That was the whole problem. It was the fact that I proved that it was wrong. They said you could have did this in a secret conversation, but y'all been talking openly about me. I'm supposed to put y'all stuff in a secret conversation. You got me bent. And there's been people who've been egging them on, so it's not been Kiara, but it's been, you know, Robert Sanders, Lyrical Yah, and other people to actually encourage them to stand up and say, well, people keep telling me to come against you. May all those people who actually use their mouth to tell you to come against me, may the Father come against every single last one of you equally. Who is holy, set apart, and will cause him to come near unto him. In the name of Nazambi Yah, may curses come upon all you. And will cause him to come near unto him. Even him whom he hath chosen will he cause to come near unto him. This do, take you censers, Korah, and all his company, and put fire therein, and put incense in them before Nezebiah tomorrow. And it shall be that the man whom Nezebiah doth choose, he shall be set apart, holy. You take too much upon you, you sons of Levi. And Moses said unto Korah, here I pray you, ye sons of Levi, seemeth it but a small thing unto you, that Yamazulu or Nezebiah of Isolele have separated you from the congregation of Isolele to bring you near to himself to do the service of the tabernacle of Yah. So you were set apart for one purpose. But you ain't happy with that. You want more. And to stand before the congregation to minister unto them. Meaning what? You have your 15 minutes of fame, your 15 minutes to shine. This is your area. Stay in it. Stay in your lane, but they want more. And he hath brought thee near to him, and all thy brethren, the sons of Levi, with thee. And seek ye the priesthood also. So it is. So these people got, remember I saw they're renowned. They're known, they have a position, but they want more. Moshe have a position, but he wants more. He wants to be elevated. These people are people, this comes when people want to be elevated. That's what the whole thing, Soul Waker. He wants more. He wants, we all have a position. We all doing this. That's what they keep saying. Everyone wants to be used in this manner. Instead of letting the Father elevate them, they try to put themselves there. That is the flesh exalting itself. I did not want any position, but the Father elevated me. The Bible says to go up, you have to humble yourself. To go down, you have to exalt yourself. So the moment the Father exalted me, I began to say what the Father had said of me. People had a problem with it. All I did was just humble myself. And in due time, as the scriptures say, he said he will exalt you. That's what the Father did. I was walking lowly on this earth for the majority of my life for 39 years. In the 39th year, the Father raised me up. I'm not going to feel bad about anything like that. I'm not going to feel bad because the Father elevated me. For which cause both thou and all thy company are gathered together against Yah. Look what he said. He said, you didn't come against me. You came against Nezebiah. So everyone coming against me is coming against Nezebiah, not me. You ain't coming against Goshen. You coming against Yah because he set this thing up. Play with those words if you want to. So you would let the enemy straight up hang you from a tree. And he will leave you there laughing at you as you're being killed. Let's go. And what is Aaron that you murmur against him? Meaning what? You all murmuring against me when he's actually doing what the Father told him to do. And Moses sent to call Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, which said, we will not go up. Is it a small thing that thou hast brought us up out of the land that flowed with milk and honey to kill us in the wilderness, except thou makest thyself altogether a prince over us? Do you hear this? We came up out the gutter together, and you become a king over us, a prince over us? Listen to their heart. The same thing is rising amongst Goshen right now. Moreover, thou hast not brought us into a land that flowed with milk and honey, or given us inheritance of fields and vineyards. Will thou put out the eyes of these men? We will not come up. And Moses was very angry. So people seen they seen a meek side of Moses. There's a side where actually Moses told the Father to kill a lot of people. And Moses was very wroth and said unto Yah, respect not thou their offering. Ooh, what's this? They're about to bring an offering. He already told them, bring up an offering. Now we want to see if the Father listens to them or listens to him. So for those who say they got more clout with the Father, or think they have a clout, they think the Father is going to choose them over me, Let's see what the Father does. The Father's going to always choose the leader that he has chosen, not those who are going to rise up against his leader, because he considers that to be rebellion and insurrection against his word, which means it is the flesh coming against the spirit. So lyrical Yah, Kieran, Moshe Yah, Corey, Arterius, Etana, Isha, Pia, Janie, Robert Sanders, and all the like of them are literally rising up against the authority of the Father. Let's see how that pans out for them. And Moses was very wroth and said unto Yah, respect not thou their offering. I have not taken one ash from them, neither have I hurt one of them. And Moses said unto Korah, be thou in all thy company before Mezambi, thou, and they and Aaron tomorrow, and take every man his censer, and put incense in them, and bring ye before Yah every man his censer, 250 censers. Now Moses has already told the Father, don't receive their offering. So when they come up, what's going to happen to them? If Moses had said receive their offering, then it would have been. But Moses already gave word to the Father. He's telling them, don't receive it. Let's see what happens to them. Let's see if the Father chooses his word over their word and puts incense in them. So he's going to put the incense in them, making them think that everything is okay. Here, come here, put your incense in there. You're going to take it up to the Father. Come on, let's go, let's go. And he puts incense in them. See, there's a way that seems right to every man, but the way is going to be the way of death. So they're going along. They're being caught up in this whole, they don't know they're being dragged to their own death. They don't know it. They think everything's good. We about to get incense. Everything's be normal. We about to get our positioning. We about to get a position before the people. It's about to happen, people. We done fought so hard against Moses. We done fought so hard against King Music, Goshen, and all of them. Now the Father's about to put us where we need to be. Let's go. And they took every man his censer. No, he put incense in them. And bring ye before Yah every man his censer, 250 censers. That also an Aaron, each of you, his censer. And they took every man his censer and put fire in them. And laid incense thereon, and stood in the door of the tabernacle of the congregation with Moses, or Moshe, and Aaron. And Korah gathered all the congregation against them. Woo! He gathered all the congregation, not for them, against, standing against them. Look how many people it is coming against Moses and those who stand with him. Let's see what the Father does. And Korah gathered all the congregation against them unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And the glory of Mezambiah appeared unto all the congregation. Watch this. And Mezambiah spake unto Moses, spoke unto King Music, and unto Aaron, and to Goshen, saying, separate yourselves from among this congregation, that I may consume them in a moment. And they fell upon their faces and said, O Yah, what? Mezambiah of the spirits of all flesh, shall one man sin, and wilt thou be wroth with all the congregation? So Moses separates the people. And Mezambiah spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the congregation, saying, get you up from about the tabernacle of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. And Moshe rose up and went unto Dathan and Abiram, and the elders of Israel, or Israel, followed him. And he spake unto the congregation, saying, depart, I pray you, from the tent of these wicked men. Oh, so those who rose up against them, be wicked. And we proved that the spirit that was operating in Moshe Yah, that told him to do what he did, was not of the Father. So if it's not of the Father, then it has to be wicked. And touch nothing of theirs. Don't put up their profile picture. Let that be. Lest ye be consumed in all their sins. So he called what they did was sin, not them trying to do something different. So they got up from the tabernacle of Korah, Dathan and Abiram on every side. And Dathan and Abiram came out and stood in the door of their tents, and their wives, and their sons, and their little children, all of them. And Moshe said, hereby ye shall know that Nezambiah have sent me to do all these works. For I have not done them of my own mind. Woo! Meaning what? Every single thing he said, he spoke it by the Father. Nothing was on his own. That is my testimony.
Okay.
Remember my words I say right here. May Yamazulu, Nezami Yamazulu, kill me with death if I've lied about what he has shown or answered me concerning me. This includes a lie that Uncle Kenneth and Kenneth Booker and I did tonight. I hear Father telling me to put it to the test by placing my life yet again on the line for the words I have spoken. May my death be swift, December 9th to December 23rd. I would rather die than to mislead my father's people into idol or false worship of any kind. My blood be upon me and no other. May Congo reign. Let Yah be true and every man a liar. So be it. I've done what you have asked of me, Father. I place my life in your hands to judge me with death. If I have lied on you or your word, all praise and esteem to you, Father. Yah Congo, my king and brother, and to the Mwanda, signed your witness, who's also an angel, who's also your son, who's also a family, because you said it's a family portrait, who's also an atmosphere brought to the flesh that you said, by you, Father. Part of Psalms, Yah Congo, music, the king. You have chosen over your people per your own words, his words, not mine. Have said this to me, Father alone. Judge me with death if I have lied to your people about what you have said. So be it. Moshe is going through the same thing right here. He's going through the same thing. He said, these are words that you have given me to say to the people. And Moses said, hereby ye shall know that Nezambiah have sent me to do all these works, for I have not done them of my own mind. If these men die the common death of all men, or if they be visited after the visitation of all men, look at this, or if they be visited after the visitation of all men, meaning what? We're known to have visitations from angels, from the Father, from, so we're known to have visitations from angels. It's a known thing amongst our rank. Then Nezambiah have not sent me. But if Nezambiah make a new thing, and the earth opens her mouth and swallows them up with all that appertains unto them, meaning their whole houses, their tent, their cooks, their children, everything that belongs to their whole area, their whole residential area is about to get swallowed up and then closes back over it. Everything that belongs to them, their radios, if they have anything, if they have an iPhone, whatever that belongs to them, if it's valuable or not, is about to go down in a grave with them. They say you can't take it with you, they're going to take this with them. With all that appertains unto them, they're going to take it with them. And they go down quick. Remember I said, make my death be swift. Let them go down quick into the pit. Then you shall understand that these men have provoked Nezambiah, not me. They provoke me, they provoke the Father. So everyone coming against me, we're gonna see if the Father's been provoked by their insurrection. Let's go. The earth swallows up Korah. The earth swallows up Moshe, Kiera, Ashira, Robert Sanders, Corey, Arterius, Etana, every single person, right? And it came to pass as he had made an end of speaking all these words, that the ground clave asunder that was under them. And the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up and their houses and all the men that appertain unto Korah and all their goods. they and all that pertain to them were alive. Remember, put that on the screen so y'all can see. They didn't just die and go into the pit. No, they were swallowed up alive. So they were still breathing. Imagine the ground opens up under you and the ground about to close. Watch this. Went down alive into the pit and the earth closed upon them. Hold on, let me look at y'all real quick. Imagine everything that you thought you was doing right? Being caught up in a lie. But you're so keen on your own way, refusing to see your error. So the Father's all right, go. Yes, I'm with you. I make you think he's with you. To actually put your mouth on his leadership. And then all of a sudden, while you're standing up there with your incense, because you think you have a spirit, just like this leader, that you know more than what this leader knows, and the ground opens up under you and your people, and you're falling down into the ground. And as soon as the ground opens up and swallows you over, while you're alive, the ground closes in on your body, crushing you and everything you own to nothing. That will be my prayer for everyone standing against me. Period. And I wouldn't even shed a tear for you. I would keep moving on. Anyone next? Who else next? Anybody else got anything to say? Anybody else got any other clever thoughts? Anyone else want to lean to their own understanding? Anyone else think that profile picture is good? Anyone else want to put it up? Anyone else? Understand that the mentality over here is one word rules. Period. If you can't get with that, bye-bye. But it's going to be that way when we get to the land anyway. So you're going to do it anyway. Now, you definitely better do it in the land. Because that's what we headed to. But y'all don't understand that. Y'all think y'all just better do what you want to do. It's not that way. The Father doesn't change. And some of y'all think he does. That's what's wrong with America now. They got so many leaders, so many different things they think is right. And the Father's going to prove them to be wrong. Just saying. So, those still rocking with Goshen? Yeah. May the Father continue to bless you. Those who think you done did good by actually leaving Goshen, you are left from protection.
And trouble is coming.
So, the Father's going to cause people to be humble in such a manner. See, you don't hear this in Christianity. You don't hear this. Let's go. Alive into the pit, and the earth closed upon them, and they perished. They died. They perished from among the congregation, and all Israel that were round about them fled at the cry of them. Can you imagine what's in there? Hold on. Now watch this. Watch this. They're hearing screams from under the ground. The ground opened up. And they're running. Oh, shoot. This is real. $200 and some people screaming from under the ground. I really do. Can you imagine how many people will listen then? People are like, why you be wishing death? Because that's what y'all. We ain't doing it. It's sad we gotta come to that. But then people understand what the Father means. He means what he means. It's not this little pantsy-wancy ways. You can do what you want to do. I'm okay. Understand. I know your heart.
death is not real, or there's no fear of death or awareness of death or consequences of your actions until death personally knocks your door.
Exactly.
As long as death is knocking at your person down the street, you can keep right on doing what you're doing. It don't have no impact. But when that death angel is charged or person at your house, then you take.
It becomes real then.
So there was Tiny and Baps and all these other people doing December the 9th to the 23rd. No one took those deaths serious
Mhm.
because it wasn't personal. They didn't know them. It wasn't real to them. It's not going to become real until there's some deaths that hit closer to home.
So get it in, family. All right, we're almost done. We'll keep it too long because I want this to be able to simmer in. I want people to be able to go back at this bad boy again. This is not going to be a 3-hour long video. It's not. Guarantee. And hopefully the fear of Yah will work in all you. Yep. Y'all will make sure that I'm not just some person you just listen to and this is, oh, it's just a game. This is not a game to me. I keep saying it to y'all. This is not a game. I'll be praying for people's lives to be taken. Understand? And all Israel that were round about them fled at the cry of them. But they said, lest the earth swallow us up also. And there came out from Yah and consumed the 250 men that offered incense. Wait a minute. Say what? Remember when Moshe said, look, Father, don't receive their offering. This is them. So the 250 Levites that's literally trying to offer up the offering incense that they once used to do are now being killed. The fire of Yah. They have stood up against Moses or stood up against King Music, Uncle Kenny, and Goshen. Goshen is the one that's running. At least the earth was up, and there came out of a fire from Yah and consumed the 250 men that offered incense. So we have a whole bunch of people who'd already been swallowed under the ground. Now we got the next people being swallowed up by fire. Who wants some?
And these were Levites.
Right.
Meaning
they were set apart.
They were set apart. They walked with Nzambi. They had his spirit. They were being used by him. They had given so many incense, whatever, before the Father, and nothing happened. But they decided to get in bed with Korah, leaning to their own understanding, and they thought it would be business as usual. Oh, okay, well, here, I'll take your incense before the Father, and the incense weren't received, and they were burnt up.
To a crisp.
That's like fire coming out of the two witnesses.
Exactly. Y'all understand? I hope y'all understand this. Hope y'all getting this. This is not a game. You just can't do what you want to do and think everything's gonna be all right with you. You can't do it. Now this is number 16. For those who need to know what scripture this is. We're number 16. Just in case the screen is a little bit fuzzy. I don't know if they want to definitely the screen gonna be fuzzy on this. People are like, wait a minute, hold on, what was he reading from?
And this is an Old Testament. This is the first 5 books of the Bible, and the Hebrews might call it the Torah.
Yep.
So that has not been contaminated.
No.
So you can't, so it's not like it's a New Testament where everybody wanted to discount the New Testament. This is the Father speaking and dealing with those who want to rise up as insurrection against Moshe. One leader, one. It's not Moshe and Aaron. No. Aaron submitted himself to Moshe.
Yep. The older is serving the younger.
So Uncle Kenny has no thoughts or opinions outside of the king.
Is the screen all good? Because it looks horrible over here.
It does. It's pixelated.
Yeah, it looks so pixelated now. Like, what in the world? It was all clear at first.
Oh, let me see.
You froze? I'm frozen? Yeah, they didn't want people to hear that.
Yeah, it was too much.
They don't want people to hear that.
Yeah.
See, that's what, the world, they don't want you to hear the truth.
No. In crap.
Yeah, this just think that
It's not going to allow you to stick. Continue doing what you're doing.
it's tiny and unclear. Yeah, exactly. What I saw too. It's tiny.
Post the scripture again.
Yeah, post the scripture. We got a Numbers 16. Like it's very blurry. Yes, exactly. I saw it blurred too. Now it's clearing up. It's blurred. It's cleared up now. It's cleared up. I closed some pages out, so now it's clear. All right. Now y'all should be able to see that. For real, for real. All right. Now watch this. Because the censors were used to offer up to Father, they're going to still be used. They be used as an example, as a symbol of what not to do. And Yah spake unto Moshe, saying, speak unto Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, that he take up the censers out of the burning and scatter down the fire yonder, for they are hollow. They still got fire on them. The censers are still burning. That's how much fire the Father had. The censers of these sinners, he called them sinners. They went from Levites to sinners. The moment they put their mouth on Moses, the moment they put their mouth on the king, the moment they put their mouth on Goshen, they became sinners. The censors of these sinners against their own souls, their own words being spoken against them. Everyone who has a problem with the king, they speak against their own souls. Their own words damn their own souls. The Father doesn't see them as righteous. He sees them as sinners, standing against his authority, not submitted to Yah. No matter what comes out their mouth, the Father sees the sinner. The censor of these sinners against their own souls, their own blood, on their own heads, let them make them broad plates for a covering of the altar. For they offer them before Yah, therefore they are hollow, and they shall be a sign, a symbol, an image unto the children of Israel. And Eleazar, the priest, took the brazen censers wherewith they that were burnt had and a covering to be a memorial unto the children of Israel, that no stranger without step Aaron come near to offer incense before Yah, that he be not as Moshe Yah Kiara or anyone else who feels, or Lyrical Yah, who feels they have the spirit of the Zambi Yah in them and that they can speak. That be not as Korah or as Robert Sanders, that be not as Korah and as his company, as Nazambi Yah said to him by the hand of Moses. Murmuring and plague. But on the morrow, all the congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moses and against Aaron, saying, you have killed the people of Nazambi Yah. And it came to pass when the congregation was gathered against Moses and against Aaron. So then the ones who saw them die, the next day came up and want to go against Moses again. After they seen people die, people want to still be stupid and try to go against them again. My people are they're just dumb. If I had seen fire come out from the Father and consume these people, there's no way I'm going against Moses the next day. You have to be stupid.
You are aware that if you're reading this, I'm hearing that this is going to happen again.
I know it's going to happen again.
It's not.
I'm waiting for this to happen.
So there'll be a set of Korah.
Yep.
And we already have some candidates for Korah.
Yep.
And then after that, there'll be some that like, look what you did. Look what you did. You shouldn't have done this.
You should never spoke this. Oh well, let me before that happens. At that moment, I'm like, all right, since you done seen what happened to them, I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna be like, if you froggy leave, I'm not Moses. He said one like unto Moses, meaning a leader. But my mentality is not like Moses. My mentality is Father, kill him. Anyone who rises against me, that's why it says that my angel do not take rebellion. He does not forgive it. So that I'm looking for death. Anyone rising against, oh, you can die. That's my mentality. From the gate. I'm not asking Father, oh, kill. No. From the gates, you can die. The moment you want to go against what I'm saying, you can die.
And then you have the audacity to lead a rebellion and draw other people out as well.
Especially when I'm telling you the truth and prove it to be true. You still want to rise up? Come. Let me show y'all. Let me see. Let me make my stance is this. Everyone knows me. Like, Moses don't, I mean, King Music just don't care. I don't. I am what I am. I'm an angel that's talked about that I do not accept rebellion. I don't. So I'm not gonna be like, oh, you know, oh, they can no. The Father, I know, since I'm obedient, he says, because my name is in him. That's why he will not tolerate rebellion. Meaning what? The Father is true. He doesn't lie. Because I know him to be true, I stand on what he has said alone, period. I know what his word says. So I don't lean on my own understanding, period. I lean on what he said. So anyone who cannot do the same, no one try to step against me, oh, you deserve to die. You don't step against the king. Him. You're not coming against me, you're coming against him. And I stand to defend him. I'm the executioner for him. That you are going to do what he tell you to do, period, or you can die. And those who can listen and do what he said do, you deserve to live. Enter into the joy of Yah. Those who can't listen, you have failed. If you fail with me, do not think that when you wake up in the death that he's going to say, go to the kingdom. If you die from me, that means you're going to hell. If you cannot make it here, you're going to hell. Think about that. I've already been proven to be the prodigal son. And my Father's already been proven to be the one who is the creator of the heaven and earth. And the son says you don't get in. You think the Father's going to take your word over mine? In the slightest bit. And the Messiah is already ready all authority that he once had, that he has, right? He's in heaven, but now since he's no longer here, he's Andrew's time. What do you think that means? And no one else has heard it. No one else has seen it. You mean he's going to choose you over me? Keep thinking that. It's a fairy tale that's still yet to be lived out, I guess. And the numbers can dwindle down, go right back up. Because we're going to say, like, he's telling the truth. I'm not moving numbers. You can go down. I'm going to still keep doing what I've been doing. Because the Father's going to bring who needs to be here where they need to be. Period. He's going to bring them here. And those who can't stand it, oh, well. It's just what it is. I'm not moved by it. They'll get it. Those can't get it, oh, well. Don't know what to tell you.
Those who are opposed to
Those who want to itch an ear, I want to hear about this. All right, that's cool. I'm talking about this. So it is what it is. I'm not moved at all. Yeah. But on the morrow, all the congregation of the children of Israel, they murmured against Moshe and Aaron, and against Aaron. And you have people of Yah. And it came to pass when the congregation was gathered against Moses and against Aaron, looked towards the tabernacle of the congregation, and behold, the cloud covered it. What that mean? The Father there. He like, y'all froggy? Let's go. Who else want to die? He ain't about to show no mercy. He about to start killing folk. And the glory of Yah appeared. And Moses and Aaron came before the tabernacles of the congregation. And Yah spake unto Moses, saying, get you up from among this congregation, that I may consume them as in a moment. And they fell upon their faces. And Moses said unto Aaron, take a censer and put fire therein, the altar, and put on incense, and go quickly and make an atonement for them. But there is wrath gone out from Yah, That's from Yah. The plague is begun. And Aaron took as Moses commanded, and wow. They stopped my live somewhere. Somewhere my live got messed up. They want people to hear this. All right, so this is what it is. But on the morrow, all congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moses and against Aaron, saying, you have killed the people of Yah. And it came to pass when the congregation was gathered together against Moses and against Aaron, that they looked toward the tabernacle of the congregation, and behold, the cloud covered it, and the glory of Yah appeared. And Moses and Aaron came before the tabernacle of the congregation. And the Most High, when the Zambiyah spake unto Moses, saying, get you up from among this congregation, that I may consume them as in a moment. And they fell upon their faces. And Moses said unto Aaron, take a censer and put fire therein from off the altar, and put on incense, and go quickly unto the congregation, and make an atonement for them. But there is wrath going out from Yah, from the Zambiyah, the plague is begun. And Aaron took as Moses commanded and ran into the midst of the congregation. And behold, the plague was begun among the people. And he put on incense and made an atonement for the people. And he stood between the dead and the living, and the plague was stayed. Now they that died in the plague were 14,700. Beside them that died about the matter of Korah. So that means this is outside of Korah. Outside of Korah and the Levites. The Father killed 14,700 people that day that came against Moses and Aaron. This is the next day after. This is the day after. And Aaron returned unto Moses unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and the plague was stayed. So let me look at you. So after Korah and the Levites died that day, the next day, some of the rest of Goshen wanted to get froggy. So Father was like, oh, okay. So he killed 14,700 people the next day.
Body count went up.
Let me look at y'all hint. Y'all can think this is a game if y'all want to. But y'all need to understand what's about to happen when we go back home. Father keeps telling me, like, tell them this is what we can be looking forward to when we go home. Before we get to that holy mountain where no one can be killed, all those who cannot receive my rule will be dealt with. Let that be known. Anyone who cannot receive me as king, that will be dealt with. In fact, you don't even get up out of here. Watch this. You cannot leave the state without receiving me as king.
Ooh.
That's what Jacob trouble is all about.
Yes, sir.
Jacob trouble is this. Once your life start to turn like this, you be like, okay, we'll take him. Whatever, where's the name? Okay, cool. Father Yahweh, we need you. And it says, and David, their king. And at that time of trembling, they will receive the Father and David, their king. It's all about making you submit your will to do his will. It's not all these voices talking in your ear. It's one voice, one leader, one nation, one king.
So you cannot unless you receive the king who is going to bring forth salvation.
So you can't.
We're in the land, we're not safe. So Christianity gave us a pack of lies, thinking, oh, all we gotta do is admit, believe, and confess our sins, and we are saved. Where is that? No, we're still in the land of captivity. So you knowing the timeline is a wonderful thing, but it doesn't get you out of here. Only way you get out of here is to accept what the Father is doing in the earth through not two people, but one person. The choice is yours. Make it a wise choice. I'll pass.
Because I know what the Father's doing. Y'all seem to think y'all know what he's doing. That's what the world is talking.
Everybody can go to the Father. Everybody can hear.
So, my word against yours. I put my life on the line for what I said. And I go with you to death and say, Father, if I lie to them, kill me. If I didn't lie to them, kill them.
You know, there are people that have watching this, whatever. But and you place yourself on the altar for everything that you said. And now, I challenge all those who have left, naysayers, non-believers now, that once walked a year ago, but no longer walking, that are coming against you to do the same. if you think you hear from the Father and that you're right and over here is wrong, then place your own self on the altar. But I don't think something inside of you is that bold, is that confident. You just don't. You simply just don't like who He has chosen as king. So that is rebellion. But you don't want to go but so far because you know it's going to be ultimately death. Something on the inside, you know the truth, but you're running away from it instead of sitting there and embracing it. When people say bring forth death, oh look, where's the love? Where's love? Oh, that's not fair. But it's perfect fair. When you see it in the scripture.
All day long.
Since the Father doesn't change the way He dealt with insurrection during first Exodus, what do you think going to happen this time? And they're going to talk. They're not going to talk. When we get home, they're not going to talk about Moshe.
Nope.
That's going to be a thing. Why? Because one, we were all together. And we were able to keep we do the timeline. This is greater because we're sad. Home is messed up. No one knows the exit path or the timeline. And the same person that you got it from is now the same person you're coming against. Please help me to make some sense. Because I don't understand it.
Yeah.
When death comes knocking at your door, and I pray that I have secretly prayed to the Father about this. That I need to see some personal deaths to sober up the ones that are in doubt. Because this is not a game. This is literally life and your life or your death. But as soon as I'm released to give my testimony, because I can't give it now, because if I give it now, some of y'all might switch up. I'm going to give it after it's all the fat lady than some.
So, with that, like I said, I ain't gonna keep y'all that long at all. I wasn't. And it's like two hours and some change. It's like, all right, so I might go for another 40 minutes or something like that because it will be a tithe with the Father. And it's 24 hours in a day. Or 24 hours in with night and the day put together. So therefore, 2 hours and 40 minutes will be the tithe that is given to the Father. That's usually why I go as long as I go at times, so you can actually, hey, you done spend time with the Father. You done gave your tithe of the day to Him. And that's why I usually go about 2 hours to change or 3 hours. That way you're covered. If you go 7 hours, you definitely covered. You know what I'm saying? You covered for like 2 days. You say. The day you didn't give them the time like that, you gave them days for 2 times. You made up some time, you know. So, and that's why I do that. But this is what it is. So we're going to look at some things about dealing with wisdom, because a lot of people don't have wisdom when they're dealing with these things. So we're going to deal with something because yesterday I posted something and we're about to blow some minds. And I'm going to put it right here in these. I'm about to put it right here. I'm going to go here because I did it yesterday and Father was showing me something. It's just powerful. And I'm going to let the people not decide, but I'm going to let y'all see what it's about to hurt. Yeah, you already know it's about to hurt. Because like people just think they know.
Because
it was crazy. It was so powerful. It was.
I mean, look, I went and said, "Oh, tag me in," and then.
No, I'm not going there. Oh, I'm going somewhere else. This right here is powerful. All right. Now watch this. We're about to literally smash some thoughts that people think they know, but don't know. Some understanding that people think they have, but don't have. This is where we headed to. See, we lost everything that was honorable. We changed it. It was changed into dishonor. So all we know how to do is give dishonor out, not honor. Look at some- First Chronicles 29. Offerings for the temple. Let's see what happens. Then King David. King who? King David. All right, so it's the king doing this. I want you to know that. It's a king who is actually doing this. And to see if the father give respects to it. All right. Is it blurry? Can y'all see it? Then King David said to the assembly, my son Solomon, the one whom Yah has chosen, is young and inexperienced. The task is great because this palace is not for man, but for Yah. Now, with all my ability, I have made provision for the house of my Yah. Gold for the gold articles, silver for the silver, bronze for the bronze, iron for the iron, and wood for the wood, as well as onyx for that course, stones of various colors, all kinds of precious stones, and slabs of marble, all in abundance. Now we are going to have to go get all of those things and bring them back to the house. That's going to be the task of Isolele in the last days. Every single thing that David fought for and got is going to have to be replaced. Everything. I can see that it's getting a little blurry. So we'll close this out. This one now. Right. Moreover, because of my delight in the house of Nazambiah, I now give for it my personal treasures of gold and silver, over and above all that I have provided for this holy temple. So he said his own personal treasures was more than what was in the house of Yah, and he's going to give it now. He's going to give all of his treasures over to the temple. 3,000 talents of gold, the gold of Ophir, and 7,000 talents of refined silver to overlay the walls of the buildings. Can you imagine that? Walls made of silver and gold. For the gold work and the silver work, and for all the work to be done by the craftsmen. Now, who will volunteer to consecrate himself to Yah today? Then the leaders of the households, the officers of the tribes of Isolele, then the leaders of the households, the officers of the tribes of Isolele, the commanders of thousands and of hundreds, and the officials in charge of the king's work gave willingly. For the service of Yah house, they gave 5,000 talents and 10,000 derricks of gold, 10,000 talents of silver, 18,000 talents of bronze, and 100,000 talents of iron. Whoever had precious stones gave them to the treasury of the house of Yah under the care of Jehiel, the Gershonite. And the people rejoiced at the willing response of their leaders, for they had given to Yah freely and wholeheartedly. And King David also rejoiced greatly. David's prayer, a blessing. Then David, the king, blessed Yah, Nezebiah, in the sight of all the assembly and said, may you be blessed, O Nezebiah of our fathers, Isolele, from everlasting to everlasting. Yours, O Nezebiah, is the greatness and the power and the glory and the splendor and the majesty, for everything in heaven and on earth belongs to you. Yours, O Nezebiah, is the kingdom, and you are exalted as head over all. Both riches and honor come from you, and you are the ruler over all. In your hands are power and might to exalt and give strength to all. Now, therefore, Nezebiah, we give thanks. We give you thanks, and we praise your glorious name. But who am I and who are my people that we should be able to give as generously as this? For everything comes from you and from your own hand. We have given to you, for we are foreigners and strangers in your presence. Now, David was a man after the Most High's own heart, but he still said he was a foreigner and a stranger in the presence of Yah. But we assume we have a position with Yah. Think that we know him because we have his spirit. Oh, we have his spirit. Do you have his spirit? Is it really inside of you? Because then when the spirit comes inside, it says the word will be put there too. His law will be written on your heart. A lot of you are still doing what you want to do. Making profile pictures that has not the spirit of Yah to it, but the spirit of the devil. So how does the Mwanda live within you as you say he does? Many of you don't have any scriptures. You say that we cannot live by scriptures alone, but I have to say you're the soul waker, which deals with the flesh. So how does the Ruach HaKodesh dwells in you as you say it does, when you speak opposite of what the Father would even say? That is not humility. That is pride. When I told you, I did not exalt myself above anyone on this earth. The Father exalted me. Period. That's all I've ever said. That's all I will ever say, because that's all what happened. I didn't think myself greater than anyone on this earth. I saw myself less than dirt for 39 years. Father raised me up, and there's no one who's going to tear me down because he raised me up. When people see me as Simba, baby Simba. Like people see, the Messiah, baby Yikayah. The Messiah is okay to be a baby, but the moment he has authority and starts speaking up, who you think you are? When I'm Simba, I just can't wait to be king. It's hard. Everyone's okay with that. It's beautiful. It's cute. Oh, he's so cute. We put this lion up there for you, Yasha. We know it's you. You're the prodigal son. To return back home, tomorrow roar. But the more the authority began to come upon me, my roar turned into roar. Who do you think you are? But when it's a baby roar, oh, it's okay. I like him. He's wonderful. Man, that's our king right there. But the moment the mane begins to come in, more mane begin to come in, more hair begin to come in, and gets longer and longer and longer. The more I speak, the more it's a roar. More people can feel the words I say to their soul, that it hurts their feelings. Oh, now it's a problem. Who do you think you are? Oh, you ain't my king. Oh, when it's a little person, oh, I don't mind that. The little Simba, oh, that's my king right there. The one with the mane, the one with the loud roar that really can do something to you, oh, that ain't my king. Nezebiah is my king. That's what's been going on in Goshen. Y'all want someone weak? I am not him. You want someone you can control? I am not him. I'm controlled by one thing and one thing only, his word. If you can't get with that, you're in the wrong place. You need back over with the Black Virgin rights. You need to be over there with those bottom 2 feet. You can do what you want to do. You need to be over there with Massa, you know. You need to be over there with those people from Angola, and they be having their little line street, the Manzola and all. You need to be over there, because over there they allow anything. Over here is one voice, one nation, one king, not kings. The Father is bringing us all back together as one. The 2 sticks joined together makes one rule, one leadership. And the Father chooses it, not us. Over here, we want the Father to reign. We want the Father to have the last say so. Not for all of us to come together with our heads and say what's going to be. We don't want to lean to our own understanding in anything over here. That's what Truth Colors is. Truth is not biased, it's absolute, because it's absolutely from the Father. But most people want to play with that. They want to put their input into it. I'm only able to put my input into it because I'm allowed to. I've been called into it. I've been invited into his presence to do so. And if I wasn't invited to do so, the ones who was actually invited to do so, I would give honor and homage to them. So I'm not going to ask for anything to me that I would not give or have not given. That's guidance. Many of you have not given anything, but want it all. Have never served a prophet, but want it all. So let's get back over to what's happening with them. You're gonna learn something new today, because I did too. For we are foreigners and strangers in your presence, as were all our forefathers. So David said, all of our forefathers were foreigners and strangers in the presence of the Father. So how can we say that we know him? You can say you know him all day long, but does he know you? We glad and tidy ourselves and give ourselves high fives because we know the Father. But does the Father reciprocate that knowing about you? Because if he doesn't, thumbs down, not a thumbs up. For we are all foreigners and strangers in your presence, as were all our forefathers. Our days on earth are like a shadow without hope. So how much time do you have to give to a rebellion? How much time do you have to give to go against the one who the Father set up as leadership? How much time do you have? How much time do you want to give? Because right now, everyone's spending their time going against me on Facebook. The Father's looking at that as times and hours of the people count the times. Like, oh, you went against Yasha this time, you went against the king this time, you spent these many hours going against him, posting posts against him, these little sneaky posts against him. You say these words against him. These words are going to be recounted to you again. The Father's going to make you eat those words. And I'm going to be sitting right there laughing. All of you. And I'm going to get a joy and I'm going to get a kick out of it. Oh, yeah, our Elohim, from your hand comes all this abundance that we have provided to build you a house for your holy name. Hold on, Father's telling me to tell a story. So I'm going to tell it. There was this white lady that I knew. Her daughter was named Lindsay. We did music together. Psalm and Lindsay. Or Heart of Psalms and Lindsay. There was a word that I gave her. I gave her mom. I just said what I heard. Simple. I heard something and I said it. I said, you will be called mothers by many children. By many, I said, you will have many children. And she looked at me and was like, huh? Can't understand it. So then her and her friends and Lindsay's friend one day began to talk amongst themselves. And it's like, well, he said that I was going to be called mother by many children. But I ain't had no more kids. All the kid I got is Lindsay. And they was like, oh, false prophet. At that time, they call me Heart of Psalms or call me Andrew. Just call he's a false prophet. Because there's no way this can happen because you only got one child. I don't know why I said it. I just said what I knew. I heard the Father say, tell her she will be called mother by many children. I didn't get it. I just said it. But it didn't happen right then and there. It took a little time. They was away from me. The time came when she saw me again. She had to confess. She said, you remember, she said, every word you said to me has happened. I said, huh? She said, remember you said I would be called mother by many children? I said, yes. She said, when you first gave that word, me, Lindsay, and her friends, whatnot, we was talking about it, and we said you was a false prophet. And I thought, oh, okay. Father always brings me a receipt of what I said every single time. It never fails. So here she comes, Father, listen. So she said, that's why you're the first false prophet. Because I didn't see it happen right away. I was okay. She said, but then I got a job as a teacher. And all the kids, they're calling me mother. Every single last one of them. And then when they start calling me mother, your words came back into my head, says, you will be called mother to many children. I couldn't understand it because I had only one daughter. Her name was Lindsay. So when you said that, I was like, that can't be from the Father, because I only had one child. The Father's thoughts is not our thoughts. His ways are not our ways. He let her speak against me. So the next time when she would see me, she would believe every single word that I said out of my mouth. Another time, I was younger. Say around roughly about first job, 18, 19 years old, working at Taco Bell. First week working there. I was like, go tell the manager that she asked her how many trucks she is. Like, how many trucks did you get for Taco Bell? She was like, only have to order one truck. He said, tell her she's going to increase the truck. So she had to ask for another truck. I was like, well, you're going to need an increase in the truck. And she was like, what are you talking about? He said, I don't never have to order another truck. He said, all we ever need is just one truck. We don't ever get that much business. Here, I said, well, since I'm here, business is going to increase. Tell her the business is going to increase. Because I'm here, business is going to increase. You're going to need another truck. She said, we ain't never had to do that. So I know what you're talking about. So if I was trying to prepare her before something happens, so she won't have to need something before it's needed. She ain't listening. So one day, I'm at home. It wasn't even a week. I was at home on my off day. That same week I said it to her. I'm on my off day. She made sure to call me. She called the phone. She called my dad, picked the phone, was like, hello. Like, yeah. It's like, can I speak to Andrew? Like, yeah. Andrew, phone. Hello? Oh my goodness. Guess what I had to do today? What's that? I have to order another truck. I was like, for real? She said, yes. I've never ever seen this many people in all my life come into Taco Bell. We do all right. But since you said what you said, there's been an influx of people just coming in. We stay busy now. I have to order another truck now. So I'm ordering another truck because we're using that much food. I was like, you hear that? I was like, okay. Do you know when I went to work, I could go to work super late. I still had a job. It didn't matter. What you want to eat? You want a Taco Bell? What do you want from here? Nacho Bell, whatever I want to eat there. It was covered on the house. Favor. Your gift will make room for you. So I ain't just be speaking to be speaking. Y'all don't put these things to the test. Me and y'all ain't putting none to the test, but y'all want to speak against me. That's why I say my word against your word. Y'all put these things to the test. I done test these things out. So I ain't gonna say nothing I ain't heard my father say. But many of y'all will blabber your mouths, not hearing not one word the father said, and will literally get yourselves killed. Who wants some? That's why I say that. I done seen my words come to pass. I done seen my words happen. You may not seen it. Doesn't mean it's not real. So when I say that this, where is my, that this is about to take place. Oh, it's about to take place. And every single person who's in a balance against Goshen right now, this is gonna be your life. The Father's gonna do that so you'll receive him and his king, because you don't have him without a king. He will not talk to you or take you back without a king. Because that's exactly how the people made it. We want a king over us. So the Father's not going to take you back individually. He's going to take you back as a unit, under one voice, one leadership, one nation, one king, not two houses, but one authority. That's how it's always been. That's the ancient past. That's exactly what we're going back to. The modern day is how you got it now. So the Father's going to bring forth Jacob's trouble, because you have a trouble accepting the king. So that after many of you being killed off, been hurt in many ways, trust me, I will still be here. I will still be living. I'll be still speaking in the midst of all this Jacob's trouble, all this stuff is going on, and y'all being killed. Eating good. I'm going to be good. I'm going to be taken care of. Trust me. I'm telling you. Father's going to take care of his prophet. He's going to take care of his king that he's chosen. Trust me. There will be nothing that's going to happen to me. My life will not be in the balance. I'm going to be good. You, on the other hand, it was nice seeing you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. So however long this takes to happen for you to surrender, so be it. I'm with it. Father, bring Jacob's trouble so the people can humble themselves. Those who ain't ready to receive me as king, bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. Hopefully you'll live through this and get to the other side. But if you can't, bye-bye. You will have this as a judgment against you on your day of judgment when you actually have to see him. Play with those words if you want to. See, I'm not a Black Hebrew Israelite. I'm not a Christian. Definitely. I stand against all that. Point blank simple. I'm not Hebrew, not even in the sense of a word. I'm Bantu. I'm Congolese. And those who stand against that as well, bye-bye. Bye-bye. It was nice seeing you. Bye-bye. The Father's word is going to be true, and you're going to be alive. Mm-hmm. And the Father will humble you, or you will die. Accept what he says, period, with no reserve, or you can get to dying. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. And to back this up, let's show the scripture for this. Hosea 3. We're still going on with this. Then we go to Hosea and in that with that. So just because you don't see it now doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Let's go. When Nezambia, from your hand comes all this abundance that we have provided to build you a house for your holy name. And all of it belongs to you. I know Nezambia, that you test the heart and delight in uprightness. All these things given willingly and with an upright heart. And now I've seen your people who are present here giving joyfully and willingly to you. Nezambia, Elohim of our fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Isolele. Keep this desire forever in the intentions of the hearts of your people and direct their hearts towards you. And give my son Solomon a whole heart to keep and carry out all your commandments, decrees, and statutes, and to build your palace for which I have made provision. Then David said to the whole assembly, blessed be Nezambia, your Elohim. So the whole assembly blessed Nezambia, the Elohim of their fathers. They bowed down and paid homage to Nezambia king. Now watch this. Another portion says that it said worship. People are like, what? Yes, buddy. It literally says that. So worship is paying what? Homage. Giving respect and honor that is due unto the one who the Father has honored. But people want to play with that though. They say they love the word, but they don't love the word. They love what the word, what it sounds like it means to them. And David said to all the congregation, now bless Yah, your Elohim. And all the congregation blessed Nezambia, the Elohim of their fathers, and bowed down their heads and worshiped Nezambia and the king. Is that the word? Or is that the word? Who wants some? Let's look at that again. It said that they worship the Father, Nezambia, and they worship the king. They worship David the king. That's what it means to pay homage. They bow down and worship the Father, and they worship the king he chose. Because he's always with the Father. The Father's always with the king. So Solomon gets anointed to be king. I better understand this thing.
Solomon chose giving a birth to the Father.
Now watch this. Y'all have worship Christmas trees. Every single time, Easter bunnies, y'all feel like get down on your knees to look for these Easter bunnies, to look for the eggs. Y'all worshiped. You have been in worship. The whole entire time you keeping holidays, you're in worship. And you're worshiping something you don't even know about. Thanksgiving, Christmas Day, all these days are worship to these deities. Think about that for a minute. When you go get your Christmas tree, when you go get your Christmas gift, you have to bow down
You get
to get it. And then open it up. And it comes from the Christmas tree. Even though your parents put it there, they put it up under the Christmas tree to give it to you, to retrieve it. They worship the Messiah. But look at this. We've been in worship for so long that we've been over here. We don't even know what worship is.
Right.
We're paying homage to the tree. These holidays. We're paying homage to the beast. Every single we pay homage to the government. We pay homage to all these rules that's around us. Every single time you're doing something they told you to do, you're paying homage to them.
showing fear.
You're showing worship to them. So how much more are we going to pay homage to what the Father has said? If the word is not for you, if you're not mentioning I live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of Yah, meaning what? You're going to worship the words that the Father said. You're going to hold them to you dear. You're going to pay homage to them. You're going to have them as your frontlets. They're going to be a part of you. That's exactly what the Spirit's going to come in and do and put in his laws into your heart. For those who think it's not good for you to be circumcised, you have worshiped the words of another person, the words of a stranger who has told you not to get circumcised. You're paying homage to it. That's why it says, I would say to those who are evildoers, those who practice lawlessness, are worshipers of lawlessness. So those going against the king, that is lawlessness. Because the Father said we must have a king, and that king is not just eternal. As it is on the earth, so it is in the heavens. As it is in the heavens, so it is on the earth. So you have an earthly king, you have an eternal king. He is the King of kings. And that's not all kings reigning at one time. That means every single king you've ever had, the Messiah was the king of them all. Y'all gonna have some understanding. But y'all gonna die without it. That's what we're going to now, Hosea. Watch this. And after this, we're done. For Isolele must live many days without a king, no ruler, or prince, without sacrifice, or sacred pillar. Hold on. And without ephod or idol. One thing says image. Without an image. People want to come against images. Oh, we're supposed to have no images. Here it is in the scripture right here. King James Version. Without a sacrifice and without an image. Afterwards, the people of Isolele will return and seek Nezebiah, their Elohim, and David, their king. They will come what? Trembling to Nezebiah and to his goodness in the last days. Now, why are they coming to Nezebiah trembling? Because they came up out of this. Jacob's trouble. So the father brings Jacob trouble to humble you. Then they said, then they will seek not just the father, but they're seeking also the king. All right, we get it now. We get it. All right, we accept them. Even though we don't want to receive them, we'll take them. All right, look, whatever your will be done, Father, whatever it is. We're tired of Jacob's trouble. Father, deliver us. We'll take Nazambia and we'll take King Music. We'll take them. We'll take them. We're sorry, Father. Just deliver us. When you come to that point, and all of you come to that point, then and only then will the Father hear you. Just like Hannah, she wanted a child. She says, if you give me a child, I will give him back. The father's like, all right, what's in it for me? If I release you, what's in it for me? What you gonna give me? You tired of yourself being killed? What you gonna give me? It's always something in it for him. And he said, will you receive my king? And then I will raise up my king to deliver you. Now, this is where the king becomes your savior. And this by the name he shall be called the Lord our righteousness, or the Lord our righteous savior. So this king brings forth salvation, not the one who is in the eternal heavens. That is the continuation of the work of this king that he must do to bring forth salvation to all of Israel. That's going to come from us, not from the one who is the only begotten.
Because this king gathers those who grieve
over the
Sabbath
appointed feast
and feast days. In order to grieve for something, you must first know them. You must know it. And you can't do it exactly right. So you grieve over it. I don't grieve over someone I did not know. So that means you have to have been given the timeline back, have it restored back unto you. Like everybody says, over like in the days of Noah. Noah preached 100 years about repentance and built an ark per the instructions that he heard from the Father. They never knew rain. But as soon as the first drop of rain or Jacob's trouble, all of a sudden everybody wanted to try to get up in the ark. They all of a sudden they got some revelation, understanding.
This is the banner. And it's in different versions now. But long as owned by Yah is there, it's the banner. Put it up. Have it held high. Endure the persecution for having it up. Look at this. You don't want to be in nothing right now that's not bringing forth persecution. If you ain't receiving persecution, I mean, the devil got you. He got you right where he wants you. Over here, we receive persecution all the time. Just for just speaking the truth. How we speak it, how we tell it, it's always coming. As long as I see that, I know I'm doing a good job. Like, good job. Good job. Good job. You did your thing today, buddy. They mad. Yeah. The Messiah was always pissing somebody off. Someone was always pissed. Everybody was never always just pleased. Either the people was okay, or the scribe and Pharisee, like, he did this, he did that. It's always a something. As long as that's going on, I'm doing a good job. So there's going to be persecution. It says what? You will suffer for my name's sake. This banner is not just me. It's the Father behind it. Me and the Father came up with this banner together. So therefore, anything that me and the Father came up together with, the enemy is going to speak against, even through your own people, family members, friends on Facebook, wherever it may come from. Understand that when you put up things that come from Yah, doesn't mean that everyone's going to be accepting of it. In fact, if you don't have no resistance, I ain't gonna say worry, but I'd be like, what's going on here? Ain't got no resistance. Nah. I need to check and see if I'm in the spirit. I need to make sure everything is right. Did the devil get me yesterday? Without opposition, it says, many are the afflictions of the righteous. Many. So if you ain't been afflicted, I don't know you. I always got the cops coming at me. Somebody coming at me. Always. Someone's always not pleased, something. So I'm used to it. But the times come and say when we go back home, we're gonna have time of peace. Time of where no one's coming at us. That's because we're going to deal with all of our enemies, the ones who have come at us. So, raise the banner. Raise it. Lift it high. And when you see another alteration of it, when you see something else different, oh, he got another one up. Put that up. Raise the banner. Lift it high. This right here is the banner, the owned by y'all part. This right here is Congo. My name is King Music. And I've been made the king over all of the Congo. And all of it is Congo, the Congo kingdom. All the land belongs to me, the king. Raise the banner. Accept the persecution that's coming. The scripture says they only endure for a little while.
What's the one about not putting no moral burdens on you?
No, they need to understand this part right here. Because this is what's going on right now. But when persecution comes up because of the word, they fall away. But they endure for only just a little while. Because they have no root in themselves. It's the pair of the sower explained. This is what's going on in Goshen right now. Some of you are being weeded out. Those who have professed long love to Goshen are now being tested on the same words you said you would never do. And look how easily you are so quick to fall away. Stuff is hilarious to me. If I tell you, always will be, you will literally be tested on the words you say. The parable of the sower. And he began to teach by the seaside, and there was gathered together. Hold on. Are we almost at 3 hours? Are we there? I'm about to get ready to go. I gotta get up out here. I say I'm a great multitude, so that he entered into the ship. So let's see this part right here. And that's it. You can see these springs. This is what you want to read right here. The sower explained. Here it is. And he said unto them, know ye that this parable, and how then will ye know all parables? The sower soweth the word, and these are they by the wayside, where the word is sown. But when they have heard, Satan cometh immediately. Watch this. Kiara had a dream about me being whatever it was. And right after that dream, the enemy came. Immediately. Think about how quickly, how the dream she had, the Father gave, and how quickly she was attacked, and how quickly she's now no longer amongst us.
That dream occurred December 3rd.
You see how quickly that was? This is not a game. This is the real thing. The enemy's not going to be fighting against you unless you're in the real thing. He's not fighting against the Black Hebrew Israelites. They have 300 people to watch them. He ain't fighting against Christianity. They have 2,000 people to watch them. He fights against here. And we have 6, 12, 17 people. And they're fighting against all of them who are in Goshen. Think about that. On YouTube, dude calls himself Prophet Messiah or a Prophet Massa. How many people be on his live? 100 people, 30 people, 40 people, because they love the good sayings. There's no attack there. And when they do attack, people like, oh, we love it. Here. We have less than most people, and they fight here the hardest. When they share his videos get shared. There's no blocking. Over here on my page, you get kicked off.
Indeed.
You get kicked off not one time, not two times, not three times. You get kicked off 7 times. Some people are like, I ain't coming back. I just got kicked off for the last 7 times. I'm not coming back. People have to fight to hear this word. Think about that for a minute. You have to fight to hear what I'm saying here. That means Facebook knows me to be true. YouTube knows me to be the truth. We can't let this word get out. They have said we have literally watched over your lives to make sure we can kick off anyone we want to kick off to keep them from hearing anything that's false. Look at this. Facebook says what I'm saying is false. Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg, who is literally of the Ashkenazi Jews, says what I'm saying and teaching you all is false. So what kind of mindset do Mark Zuckerberg have? The mind of the Father or the mind of Satan? And they say they reserve the right to kick anyone off my lives, block my lives. There's been one time when they literally had a Facebook shutdown. They went searching for my videos, removed them. And when it went back online again, I was put in jail. Facebook jail. Why is that? Why am I putting in Facebook jail? They literally caused a Facebook. My videos has caused down for Facebook to shut everything down and come and look for videos and remove them and put me in jail when it was all sent over. Why? Because what I'm teaching is the stuff that's going to be revolutionary, what we're heading to now. They're talking about yesteryears. They're not talking about what's going to happen. People are concerned about the history of what took place. We're talking about what's happening now, what's going to take place, where the Father's at now. The Father, y'all have heard my testimony where I said the Father came to me, but the Father did not come to me. The Father was showing me He's always been here. So the Father's always been here. Do you think He left now? That's why the people keep fighting against me, because the Father is with me. If I can stand as bold as a lion now, because the Father is with me. The right to stand bold as a lion. You think it comes from me? That comes from the Spirit within me. You think I can bring out the truth the way I bring out the truth right now? I can come against Kara. I can come against every single person and find out what spirit's operating, because the spirit that's in me is opposite of them. Think. Why would they come against me? Why would they stop on my videos? When you share my videos, it says this content is not available. Why? Look what the word of the Kara said, like, why are you coming at us this way? It was literally the Spirit of the Father within me attacking the spirit that was in them. And they felt every single word that was coming out of my mouth into their spirit. Not just on their emotions, it was hitting their whole entire soul, their spirit, their emotions, everything. Why? You beat me like I'm a dog. Because when I speak, things happen.
Indeed.
Other people can say something, it's like, oh, it goes off. People get upset when I speak. People get upset when I go live. Why? Because it's something within me that's totally different than everything else in this world. It's something different inside of me that's different that's inside of Imbo. It's something inside of me that's different. And they hear their authority. They hear the power. They hear the words of the Father. They hear the throne.
Mm-hmm.
And they said there will be no black messiahs. So they literally cut off my videos because they feel I can cause an insurrection at any moment. Yeah. Let's go. So Satan cometh immediately and taketh away the word that was sown in their hearts. And these are they likewise, which are sown on stony ground. When they have heard the word, immediately receive it with gladness. Oh, I'm so glad to be a part of Goshen. Yes. And have no root in themselves, and so endure but for a time, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Afterward, when affliction or persecution arises for the word's sake, meaning what? People jump in their inbox. You know, he said this. You know, he did that. How can it be this when this is this? So people are in your inbox speaking bad about me. Da, 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 da. So they endure for a little bit, but they ain't never cut them off. Because they never cut this weed off, they get infected. Then they them too become a weed and begin to fall away. Watch. Their heart becomes stony. Watch. That's how it happens. Their heart becomes stony, becomes what? Hard. Who, when they have heard the word, immediately receive it with gladness and have no root in themselves and so endure before a time. After when they're being persecuted, when people say, how can you be a part of Goshen? If you anyone part of Goshen, you are ass kissers. That's what Kiara just said. Affliction and persecution arises. You're deceived. Y'all brainwashed. Lyrical Yah, I'm not deceived. Y'all deceived. I'm awakened. I'm the soul waker. All of these things begin to come at and to shake those who are not secure in what you know to be true over here. So when affliction or persecution arises for the word's sake, immediately they are offended. Kiara was offended. Moshe was offended. Lyrical Yah was offended. Isha was offended. Etana was offended. All these people. Cora was offended. Arteria was offended. All these people was offended. Robert Sanders was offended. Those who left were offended. And these are they which are sown among thorns, such as hear the word, and the cares of this world, and the deceitfulness of riches, and the lust of other things entering in, choke the word, and it become unfruitful. And these are they which are sown on good ground, such as hear the word and receive it and bring forth fruit. Some 34, some 60, and some 100. These are the ones who end up going home. So don't let nobody teach you or tell you not to put up the banner. Raise the banner. Period. Because that's the word of the Father. The word of the Father is Isaiah chapter 11 right now. He is about to bring deliverance to us, but it doesn't come without a shaking. Called Jacob's trouble. He said, out of Jacob's trouble, they will be what? Saved out of it. So salvation comes from Jacob's trouble. But salvation comes when they what? Seek the Father and their King. That's salvation. And that's why it will be called the Lord, our righteous Savior. And with that, truth is not biased, it's absolute. King out. Give. That's all I can say. Give, give, give. There is definitely a need. Give.